Um,
You feel that he was being a simp to his wife, the woman who
yes,
was dying
because
of breast cancer,
correct.
as she's gasping for air, cancer riddling through
No,
her
no,
body. You're going to
no.
need her
That's
to read to you. Is she happy in this relationship?
uh at this point probably not.
Finish him!
The Manosphere is gearing you up to have your spine tapped on by somebody else's nutsack. Be face down on a pillow somewhere, hollering into the downy fiber.
I lost my wife to breast cancer about almost 3 years ago, and it's just been a lot that I've had to deal with. I learned a lot about women dealing with my wife. I really didn't really know the depth of dealing with a woman until I got married and had to take care of my wife when she got sick up until she died. Yeah.
What? Wait, so you didn't know much about women until you had to take care of your wife when she was ill?
No, I learned a lot about this is what I mean. There's a lot that men don't understand about women. And being married and having to deal with taking care of my wife, like for instance, when she got sick, I had to do everything, all the cooking, all the cleaning, and I was working 3 jobs because I had to get extra insurance to try to help take care of her when she was going to her treatments and stuff. And so I had to do a lot. But as men, a lot of times, we have a natural element of selfishness in us that only a woman can help balance. And so when she got sick, everything had to be about her, and my own needs and stuff had to be laid to the side to make sure she was okay. So I learned a lot about myself, and I learned a lot about women and the nature of women dealing with my wife. My wife was a great woman, absolutely wonderful woman.
Okay.
And
Well,
so I
well,
miss
we
her
thank you.
because
Hello.
Yeah, hi. You're on Air Live with Tonya. What's your name?
It's Kaiser. Kaiser.
Your name is Kaiser.
Yeah, Kaiser or misogynoir or the
Your name is
polymath. All of them.
Sergeant Mark.
No, no. Kaiser the polymath.
I can't understand what you're saying. Kaiser the what?
Polymath.
Kaiser the Poly man?
Yes.
Okay, so you sent me some messages on WhatsApp and you said your caller is a simp, caping hard, stupid simp, simp. Now, under ordinary circumstances, I would just block you. But do
Oh,
you
okay.
understand why I would? Do you understand why I would block you?
I get it. Yeah.
Okay, but since we're live on the air, listen, do not send me abusive messages. Don't send me messages calling people names. I don't resonate with that. What is it that makes you feel that this man is a simp?
Okay. He gave a point of view of his wife's point
We
of view.
we have we have we
Nowhere.
have a really terrible connection. So, first of all, what is your definition of a simp?
A simp is a person that chooses to allow others to walk over him to his detriment.
I can't to do what? To go above him to his detriment? Is that what you said?
To go above and beyond for someone else to your
To
own
go
detriment.
to go above and beyond for someone else to your own detriment. So who do you
Yes.
feel that he was being a simp to?
His wife. Um,
You feel that he was being a simp to his wife, the woman who
yes.
was dying
Because
of breast cancer?
correct.
To please explain this so we can understand.
Okay. Nowhere did he say that his wife did anything for him. It was for him to let go of his own feelings just to cater
So
to hers.
I'm
He
gonna
took
need to repeat after you because your audio is really bad still. So you said nowhere did he say that his wife did anything for him, that he just
exactly,
basically talked about what he did for his wife.
exactly.
And so you feel that that
That's,
made him a simp because he did not describe
that's the
what
simp.
his wife did for him.
Exactly. A relationship is about both people giving their all, sacrificing something for each other. He's out
So
here talking about how he understood his wife. What about his wife understanding things from his perspective.
Let me ask you
That's a
this
simp.
question. Let me ask you this question. Are you pro-black? Are you like of this pro-black conscious community?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. So let's dive into this a little bit better. But what's going on? I really want to be able to hear you. What's going on with your internet connection?
Give me a second. I'm gonna leave.
We can't hear that, but I heard you say, "Give me a second."
Yeah. Okay. Is it still bad?
This is actually a much better connection. I don't know what you did, but that's great. Thank you. All right. So you feel that he described a story, and in his story he said that his wife had breast cancer and that he took care of his wife while she was sick. Your response to that is to say that he was a simp because he went above and beyond for his dying spouse without describing what it is that she did for him. And you say that a relationship is, a two-way street where she's supposed to do for him and he's supposed to do for her. Is that correct?
Exactly. See, his wife is dying. She could have still said, okay, you know what? What is it that I can do for you? She could do just, reading a book, whatever it is, something to show that representation of that, I get how you feel. You're sacrificing your time, your love, attention to me,
Your
trying to
connection
somehow
went back
answer.
bad again. Your connection went bad again. I'm sorry. We're just not able to hear you.
Okay.
But basically what I'm gathering is, so I'm gonna wrap this up. What I'm gathering is that you're saying that while she was sick, she could have done something to show her worth, like reading to him or doing something to also give to him while she was dying.
Exactly.
And so this is part of the issue that I had when I created this broadcast. How did you even come across my videos? You said your name was
Uh,
Ivan, the poly, no, Kaiser the Poly.
yes.
Okay.
Through Manosphere stuff.
So you came across my content through Manosphere stuff.
Yeah.
Okay. How did my content come up in relation to Manosphere stuff?
All right. I made a video about that person that was charged with, molesting
Oh, so
someone.
then just, okay, so all of the stuff combined just started showing
Yeah.
stuff, related things. Okay, so
Right.
in the Manosphere, what is it, the main messages from the Manosphere that resonate with you? What's the main message? Because obviously you're in that community for a reason. So what resonates with you mostly?
Men not being simps. You
Men
see,
not being simps.
there's an idea. Yeah, there's an idea that men don't understand women emotionally or empathy. But the truth is, men don't understand women. Women don't understand men. It's just women are more vocal about this, so their
Okay,
ideas resonate more with culture. The truth is, people don't understand each other. And
okay.
that man is an example of a sin. Myself, I'm trying not to be a sim, not to be pro man or pro woman, to be just pro people.
Okay. So, you know what I have found, right? I heard you say that your definition of a simp is someone who goes above and beyond for someone else to their detriment. But I have found that the people who use the term simp use that term towards men who they feel go above and beyond for women. Am I correct in saying that it's a
Yes,
okay.
that's what they
So,
mean, yes, but they don't have a good definition.
right. So, I this is what inspired the title of this video about the pro-black community really being anti-black woman. What you're saying is that this woman, as she was dying, in the story that he described, he talked about one aspect of the story, but he said that this was a woman that he was tremendously in love with, and that she did so much in the house, that she did so much for the family, that he didn't realize how much she did until she was ill and he had to take care of her and do all of that stuff himself. But what you heard was that she was not contributing as she was dying. And I urge you, how old are you?
29.
You're almost 30 and you hold these views? I
Uh,
urge you, listen, I urge you to realize that where it is that you're going may not lead you to where it is that you want to be. In the manosphere, who are the people who have the healthy relationships with women, who are married, who love their wives love them, their wives are supported, and they are supported as well? Who? Give me the name of someone in the manosphere.
I can give you one.
Give
Ike
me.
Ogiamen.
What?
I can give you one. Ike. He's married.
His his
Successful
name is
businessman.
Ike.
Ike. Yes.
Ike Gammon.
Ogiamen. Yes.
Yamian. Okay,
Yeah,
hold on.
Ogiamen. You'll find him on YouTube.
I'm gonna look him up right now. And so you said that he has, what is it that makes you feel that his relationship with his wife is a healthy one?
I know his wife. She loves him. He loves her, and he's successful.
So what is it that makes you feel that their relationship is healthy? Because just loving each other doesn't mean that the relationship is healthy.
Okay. There's an understanding that he's a leader. She understands that his role is provision of love, support, and security. She provides him care. She takes care of his needs, tries to see if he's overworking. Just very
I, oh,
emotionally supportive.
okay, so she
Yep.
supports him emotionally. He supports the family financially. I looked up Ike Oki Gammy, and I couldn't find him. Spell the last name for
Sorry,
me.
Ogiamien.
Okay. So Ike Okigamian, this guy is a really small. Wait, is he albino?
Yes, yes.
Okay. So I think I found his page, right, or his channel. So I'm seeing that the truth behind OnlyFans banning explicit content. Um, I'm not seeing much else from him. So he has 4,000 subscribers and you happen to be one of them. So he has a really small channel. Great resignation. Why are people, where's his wife in these videos?
You won't see the wife in the videos.
You won't see his wife. So you're saying that you know him personally. So he's in England.
Correct. No, he's American.
So how do you know him personally?
Uh, I just know him.
You know him personally. You speak to him on the phone and you and him hang out.
Correct.
Okay. And so you know what's going on behind the scenes in their marriage.
Yeah, they're happy. Yeah.
You think that they're happy, but you don't know for sure.
Well, he's told me he's happy, so he seems happy. Yes.
Okay. And so you feel that this man, Mike Ogiamian, that if his wife were dying, she had one of her breasts already chopped off, she was in remission, got cancer again, and was dying, that on her deathbed, she should be contributing to her husband. And you feel that his wife would do that.
I can't comment on that. There's some lines I can't cross.
So you don't know whether or not his wife would be, but you said that this is the relationship that you would like to emulate. But you said that the man who was on the phone was a simp, but this man is the real man that you would like to emulate. He's in the Manosphere community and you like his message, you resonate with his message because you say that he is not a simp, he has a good relationship with his wife, but you can't comment on whether or not whether or not he would demand that his wife give to him as she's dying.
Right. See, I think the words you use there, demand. Maybe I misunderstood the previous gentleman, but it's not about demand. It's the fact that he didn't say that she did anything. It's not the fact that she did anything. It's he didn't voice that my wife got to understand how I felt. My wife got to see how things are from my perspective. He was only giving it as if somehow
He said
he
in
got to
one
understand her.
sentence,
Sorry?
right? But let me ask you this question. From your point of view, when it comes to relationships, You feel that men give more to women than women give to men.
No, I think people give to each other, and both sides don't want to understand from each other. Both sides
Baby,
project.
baby,
Women project
baby,
that
baby, baby, baby. I'm
men don't
asking you a
understand,
question. I'm asking you a
and
question.
then they,
Do you feel that it's not equal? I'm telling you, it's not equal. Do you feel that the scales are tipped more towards men giving to women than women give to men in relationship? It's not. I'm telling you, it's not equal. So one side gives more across the board. On average, in relationships, one side gives more. I'm asking you whether or not you feel that that side is the male side across the board giving more to the female side.
in terms of responsibility, men have more responsibility. Things are more on them,
I'm
but women
talking
add
about
value that can't
I'm
be
talking
quantified.
I'm talking about giving to the relationship. I'm not talking about who is paying more. I'm talking about giving to the relationship. Giving of themselves to the relationship. Who do you think gives more of themselves to the relationship across the board, men or women?
I would say women in that case, if it's giving themselves.
Okay. So
But
you yourself can admit that in relationships that women give of themselves more in the relationship across the board, that it's not even. That a woman
correct,
will sacrifice herself, sacrifice her life, sacrifice her youth, sacrifice her time, give of her money, her energy, her whatever it is that she feels that she has, that she will give it in this relationship. And so, what is it that you feel that men are giving in these relationships that compare to what the woman is giving?
responsibility.
What
When
type
things
of
mess up, the
responsibility?
responsibility is on the man. It's very rare that a woman accepts that she was the one who was flawed in any way. It's very rare. So that responsibility means, for example, if I might get married now and I don't have enough money, that responsibility is on me. The culture, society, the pressure is for me to make sure my family is okay.
Okay, so
She
besides
doesn't
money,
have the pressure.
she shouldn't have to. Besides money, what is it that the man is giving so much of in the relationship? Besides money,
His time. His time is valuable.
his time doing what?
He could be working instead.
Instead of
So
what?
of interacting in a lovey-dovey way.
So he could be working instead of being in the relationship.
Instead of spending time there, yes.
In the relationship. So this is what I'm hearing you say, and I need you to correct me if I'm wrong. The man gives money into the relationship. Besides money, what he gives is his time, which could be spent working.
Correct.
If he doesn't give his time in the relationship, will he have a relationship?
Well, there's a contradiction here because women also like the men who have more money. So they tend to choose
I'm
those men.
asking you a question. I want you to answer the question. If he doesn't give his time in this relationship, will he have a relationship?
After a while, no.
Okay. So he invests his time in relationship with this woman, and his investment of time in that relationship maintains the relationship. Does a man benefit from a relationship with a woman?
Yes.
How does he benefit from a relationship with a woman?
A woman gives the man branding uh, efforts. She's a marketing department. She
Excuse
allows
me?
him, she presents him in a way the rest of the world that's more acceptable. She helps smoothen out the rough edges and increases earning potential if she's a woman of value.
So the woman is a prop for him to make more money.
Not prop, more like marketing department. It's important to have a marketing team.
A prop, like a
No, I
billboard.
can't say that.
You're saying a woman is a prop, that this prop that he walks alongside will make him more marketable to other people and make him make more money because she's a part of his branding.
That's not what I'm saying. Not prop. She is a supporting role to support him to reach this peak. A
She's
woman
a
is attracted to a man who's better than her. This is just general. So she's there to support him reach his potential.
So
Without
she's
her,
there, she's there to support him and reach his potential. Support him in what way?
okay. So some men can be focused on one track mind, their business, their work, 80 hours a week. She adds the value of increasing the enjoyment in that relationship, which helps his mental health become steady. She helps to push him, to give him inspiration to be a better man. She helps by giving inspiration of responsibility. She's there with the family and children so that he can be responsible, that he can now develop that ability to lead and to manage and be responsible. So she adds a lot of value.
Okay. So what I'm hearing is that the woman motivates him, the woman supports. The call has been stopped for a moment. We're waiting for him to come back on. We've lost him. Oh, we've got him back.
Hello?
Yeah, what's going on with your connection?
Sorry, I'm not sure I lost connection.
All right. So what you're saying is a woman supports a man emotionally. She supports him psychologically. She motivates him. She provides children to him. She is a marketing tool. She helps him make more money, right? All of these different things. So what it
Yes.
sounds like is his worth increases, his desire to even make more money increases. He actually makes more money. People like him better when he has this woman. So she's doing all of these things and his worth and value is increasing. So he's actually making more money because of her. So the money that he's making is because of her. If I put out an advertisement and that advertisement brings me more money, I have made more money because of that ad, correct? You said that she's a marketing tool.
Yes.
So then the money that he makes is her money.
Yes. And women spend most of the money men make. That's
So
how it is.
I'm trying to figure out, right? I'm trying to figure out if we know across the board that women contribute so much more to relationships than men do, that a man basically brings money into the relationship, and the more money that he brings actually is brought in there because of her, his longer life, his better health, his legacy continuing on, his culture being passed down, all of that happens because of women, right? And all he
Yes.
does is bring some money to the table. And this man talked about his wife dying, right? His wife dying and him supporting his wife while she was dying. And in your mind, you imagine that he's a simp for taking care of a dying woman, knowing what it is that we know about relationships with men, that she probably gave and gave and gave to this relationship for a long time before she got sick. But in your mind, he's a simp for taking care of a woman that we know probably gave more into the relationship than he ever did.
Uh, the reason I called him a simp is because he didn't specify the fact that she also got to understand how the sacrifices he makes. The point
Why
here
does he
is
need to
both
say that?
sides need to.
Listen, why does he need to say that in a sentence where he's talking about taking care of his dying wife? Why does he need at that moment to try to satisfy you when you already know in your mind that she has most likely given more to this relationship than he did? Why does every sentence have to be about what the woman has also given when we can already assume that she has already given? That's his wife.
Because that's the part of it. Get that? But the point here I was trying to make is for a relationship to be successful, both sides have to see the value each side brings,
Where's
and they
your
have to be
wife?
audible about this.
Where's your wife that's happy? I want to speak to your happy wife.
I'm not married just yet.
Okay. Do you think that you're going to make a woman happy with this talk and this behavior? Do you think that a woman will be happy?
I can't comment on if she'll be happy, but
Baby,
she'll be
I
well taken
need
care of.
you. This and taken care of and happy are two different things. Will she be happy with a man who has your mentality?
Um, I hope so.
So you honestly, listen, we know, and your answer was very clear. You don't think that she'll be happy. You don't think that you have what it takes to make a woman happy in any other way besides bringing in money that she's going to help you make. And you don't feel that with your mentality and the way that you behave that she's going to be happy. What is it that a woman is going to get out of a relationship with a man who has a mentality like yours that is going to fulfill her as a human being, that is going to make her want to
Okay.
get up each day and be in this relationship and in this life with you, go through this journey with you, and not want to wake up each morning wishing that she was dead? What do you have that a woman would want to be in relationship with?
Finance, security, strength, ability to do and act the way that she wants in life, knowing that I will protect her no matter what. I'll always be on her side. I don't have to be as emotionally expressive towards her, but I'll show it with my actions. She will know that she has a owner who, her children, will have the best in life. She won't have to worry about these things that, many, especially black women, complain about, not being protected, not being covered. She won't have to worry about all those things because I'll be there. I'll be that strong foundation. See, a simp, right? I don't want to use that man as an example, but
You
a
know,
simp
so
will
hold on
give him
before
her
hold
love,
on.
as she says. Sorry. Go on.
Hold on. Let's go into that part first. I mean, after we go into this other part first, okay? So basically, you said what you have to give a woman is finances. She'll be well taken care of. Upon pressing further, you said that there are other things that you can give her, right? I'm gonna write these down. Go ahead.
Yes.
Tell me what you can give her.
Security,
Okay, security. Go ahead. What else?
undivided backing. You on her side always.
Hold on. Undivided backing. What do you mean by that?
I'll always take her side and
You're going to
defend
take
her.
her side? So, like when
Hmm.
she's dying with breast cancer and somebody says, well, why the fuck ain't you reading to him? You're going to take her side.
I'm not going to comment on that, but I'll be on her side.
You're on the phone with me. And if you're not going to comment, you don't need to be on the phone with me. You understand what I'm saying? I'm asking you questions because I want to know how you think and I want to understand this because I don't spend time in the manosphere, but I'm happy that you called because you give me insight into the way the manosphere thinks. So you said that you will always take her side, and I asked you a question. Please answer that question.
Okay. Can you reiterate the question so I'm clear?
You said you will always take her side, and I asked you whether or not you would take her side when somebody asks when she's dying and sick why the hell she ain't reading to you. Are you going to take her side then?
Um, she can answer for herself in that case, but if she's being
No.
attacked, I'll defend
Uh-huh.
her.
So you're going to defend her. If a person is saying, you're dying, why aren't you reading to him? You're going to take her side.
If it's an attack, yes. If it's just a question, no.
Okay, continue. So security, undivided attention, you're going to always take her side. What else?
I'm going to make sure her offspring are the best of the best.
You're going to make sure
Good
her
health,
offspring are the best. How will you do that?
education. I'm a highly educated person. They'll have the best education. They'll have the best access to powerful, rich, um, significant people that they can uproot whatever they want to do in life.
Okay.
So she will have status because
Rich
of me.
people and status. Okay, what else?
I will try to understand where she comes from and then intuit what solutions that I can find for her and her problems.
So you're going to be a problem solver.
Yes.
Okay.
Hmm.
Okay,
I would
problem
say that's the main
solver.
things. I can't think of any others.
Okay, so security. What type of security are you talking about?
Emotional security, that's one.
Emotional security?
Hmm. She
Like
can
the
talk to me
like
about
the
anything.
like the emotional
She can be
security of
open.
dying and not have to worry about what she's contributing as she's dying? Like that type of emotional security?
She always has to contribute something. It's just I'm going to be
Even as she's
reasonable.
dying.
Yes. Even if she's dying, She has to contribute something.
So
I'm
all
just
that she has, all
reasonable.
that, so fuck all that she's already given. If she's giving you children and giving you support and been your marketing tool and all of this stuff to help you make more money, when she's dying, she's still going to need to contribute.
Something, yes.
And that's
I'm
the
reasonable.
emotional
I'm not going to expect
security.
her
That's the emotional security
to.
that you're expecting. That you're going to give her emotional security by her knowing that her ass, even as it's dying, that she better give something. She's going to feel secure in knowing that.
Even if how she knows that she has the security is, even if she doesn't give something, I'm never going to divorce her. So she'll never be alone. But obviously, if she wants me to be reciprocating, she has to give back some value, whether it's just I don't know,
Presence
if
is
I
not
want a book
enough.
read to me or something, or
So while she's dying,
just a
you're going to
something
need
small
her
gesture.
as she's gasping for air, cancer riddling through
No,
her
no,
body. You're going to
no.
need her to read to you because
Come
that's
on,
what you want.
that's unreasonable. If she can't
Oh.
speak, then obviously I'm not gonna ask her to do that.
Oh, but as long as she can speak, BI better be doing something. Okay. All right. So
Something, okay, something.
so let me ask you a question. How much money are you earning per year right now?
Right now, not a lot. Uh,
I'm
I'll
sorry?
say maybe about 80,000 right now.
So
Hopefully,
you
150 by end of next year.
so you say that you're earning 80,000 pounds right now.
No. It's like 60 something. I
You
mean dollars.
oh, dollars.
That's why I said not a lot.
So
Right.
you
If it was
feel that
pounds, that's at least 100,000
you feel that you're earning
dollars.
60,000 pounds, $60,000 US dollars.
Sorry, $80,000, about $60,000.
Okay, $80,000, which you're saying is about 60,000 pounds. What is it that you're doing for a living out there to make
Oh, at
60,000
the
pounds?
moment, I'm a lecturer at university.
You're a lecturer at a university, so people
Correct.
entrust you with their knowledge.
Well, yeah. I mean, that's my job.
Little do they know the thoughts that lurk in your mind, that you're calling men simps for taking care of their dying wives, and that imagining, you see there's a logical, so since you say you're an educated man, you see that there's a logical fallacy there, right? That
No,
you
no, no.
feel that
That's not a logical argument, right? That's a intuitive argument. Logically, I
no,
can't make that statement. I can't
there's a
prove it.
logical fallacy in your argument where you say because he did not state. Listen, there's already an assumption that the woman gives more. By your own knowledge, your own admission, a woman gives more of herself in a relationship. Yet when the man
Correct.
spoke about his relationship with his wife, you said that he was a simp because in that one sentence he did not also add information that is implied in the very nature of the relationship. Correct or
This is
incorrect?
correct.
All right, then. So that was your logical fallacy right there. Let's
Right.
continue. Let's
The issue is I
continue.
wasn't trying to make a logical argument. Because I
It
can't in
doesn't
this
matter.
situation.
You
I can't
made
prove anything.
you listen. It's you still made a logical fallacy. A logical fallacy doesn't matter whether or not you're having an emotional argument. There's still a fallaciousness in your argument. Let's continue forward. Let's continue forward. So you say that you don't have a woman right now. That you're not really
Married,
sure if
yes.
you're. Oh, so you do have a woman, but you're just not married.
Correct.
How long have you been dating this woman?
Um, about 9 months, I think, man.
So you've been dating. So you met this woman during the pandemic, and you two have
Correct.
been dating during the pandemic, right?
Correct.
And so it's been 9 months, and is she happy in this relationship?
Uh, at this point, probably not.
Why is she not happy? Why is she not happy?
Several reasons.
Tell me your name again, because I don't have it listed on my paper. Tell me what it is.
My Manosphere name is misogynoir.
Your Manosphere name is misogynoir? You said that your
Correct.
name was something else, something the Poly.
Okay, so my actual name is Kaiser the Poly.
Your name is Kaiser the Poly.
Yes.
And so, Kaiser, why is she not happy right now?
Um, Talking about, typical things. She's not emotionally fulfilled. She feels that she wants me to speak to her as a woman and not like a business partner. Just typical stuff like that.
So, you realize that your behavior in application is not the behavior that makes women happy. So you have a woman that you've been with that you met during the pandemic, right? You met her during the pandemic. She has stated that emotionally she is unfulfilled, that you don't speak to her
Correct.
like a woman, that you speak to her like a business partner. And what was the third thing?
Um, well, she doesn't like to be criticized. I like to, tackle
So
problems head on and fix them. She's a bit delusional. She argues with me when she doesn't know how to argue. And then she expects me to just simp out and let her win. That's the issues.
so what does your father feel about the way that your mentality now in the manosphere? Well, how does your father feel about it?
He would not know that I'm in the Manosphere. So
Why would he not know that you're in the manosphere?
I keep my private and uh, you know, YouTube life separate.
Why are you not proud? Why are you not proud of your participation
Um,
in the manosphere? Why don't you tell your father how to do it since you found the solutions? Is your father married
no,
to
no,
your
he's a
mother?
good man. He's a good man. He's a good man. He's a half simp, and he's a good man.
Your father is a half
I'm not.
simp?
Yes, he's a half simp.
Is he married to your mother?
Correct.
So you feel that he simps for your mother.
He's a half simp. Yes,
How long have
correct.
your parents been married?
At this point, I guess quite a long time.
How
So,
long? 60 years, 40 years, 20 years?
no, maybe less than 30.
So less than 30 years. You're not really quite sure how long your parents been married, but you feel that your father is a half simp for the woman
Yeah,
who you were carried in the womb of for 9 months. What is it that you
he's a
feel
half
makes
simp,
your
not full
father a
simp.
half simp? What do you think makes him a half simp?
Let's say if my mother tries to argue with him, he just kind of accepts the fact that she made an illogical argument and tries to comfort her instead of just, telling her that she's wrong.
Okay. So what do you think would happen if your father behaved towards your mother the way you behave towards women?
Well, he'll be not married. So,
So let me get this straight. Let me get this straight. You want your mother to be single in England because you're 30. So your mother's a 60-plus-year-old woman. You want her to be single so that your father could be out here with his foot down as a full what? If he's half simp, he's half what? What is the other half?
he's a half man, half simp.
So you want him to be a full man, and you want your mother to be out there single, living on her own in an apartment where you got to go visit your mother in the lurches.
No, I can't comment on that relationship. They seem to be happy, so it's nothing to do with me.
Listen. You said your father is a half simp and that he would not be married if he was a full man, which means that you want your
Correct.
parents to be divorced because you want your father to be a full man, no? Or you want him to be a half simp or a full simp. What do you want him to be? You want him to be a full man?
No, it's too late. It's too late for him. If he would have set the law from the beginning, maybe, but he can't be saved. So,
Okay. So the union that brought you into this world and nurtured you into the educated man that you are, bringing in 60,000 pounds a year, that relationship was not good enough. You need a better relationship, a relationship where a man is a full man and the woman is emotionally unfulfilled, psychologically battered, and dealing with a man that is a full man who does not have the flexibility to be in a relationship with a woman. The cash apples are going crazy with you on the line. Listen.
Um, go on.
No, go ahead. I want to hear your answer to the question.
I think that I respect the path he took. He's been, like I said, he's a good man, half man, half saint, but he's good. He did a good job raising 3 successful children and has a successful marriage. I respect that part of it. But there are parts of his character that leaks into his other parts of his life. The issue with Sims is Sims also tend to not be as successful as men like me, for example. They don't know how to make the right moves at the right time.
So
So,
your father's not
in
successful.
a way, women, he's successful enough, but not as successful as he could be with his intelligence. He could be far more successful.
Okay. So you said women actually stop men from being, what were you saying? What were you about to say? I cut you off. My bad.
All right. So I was saying basically, women are actually attracted to more men like me. And that's just true. When I was a simp, I had far fewer women. However, there's a compromise that women need to understand is if you marry a man on his purpose, you're going to have to suffer a little bit on that so-called thing they call love. For me, love is different. Love is about commitment, going through thick and thin and being there, not taking easy ways out and, just supporting. I would never leave my family, for example. That's what I call love. Love is contextual. It's beyond context. Women tend to see don't love from a beyond context position. They love based on how they feel. If their feelings change, which they will, they stop showing that love and commitment. So I feel that a real man. So no, remove that word "real" should be out of my mouth. I feel that a man should have that kind of love I've said, not the woman kind of love that breeds instability. Our
Okay.
community is broken at this point because many men are weak and they think like women. And if you are responsible for a company, and a family is a company, right, you have to be strong leadership. Otherwise,
Let me ask you this
what
question.
happens is you
Let me
have
ask you this
gone.
question. Who do you think have longer, more fulfilling relationships? Women in relationships with women or men in relationships with men?
I would say probably men and men are more stronger relationship.
You think so?
I know they have less abusive behavior in those relationships from the studies.
This shows your delusion. Men
Really?
can barely get into relationships with other men. The gay community is rife with one night stands, non-committal sex, disease, and lies, philandering, slutting, hoeing. The gay men that I speak to, oh, we done lost connection again. Men can barely get into relationships with other men. They just don't foster healthy relationships with one another typically. It's very rare. It's very, very rare. And men actually, there is a dearth of men seeking committed relationships with the ability to maintain those relationships. And those relationships that are maintained in the gay community, men and men, there is one man who is more rested in his feminine. And it is that man and his desire to foster the relationship that actually helps the relationship stay together and grow. Men who are behaving as these quote unquote men that you say are just having one night stands, I wanted to say something very vulgar, but I'm going to hold that back. But they just don't have the healthy relationships. Like women and women, they meet one another. They say that with lesbians, the second date is with the U-Haul truck. They move in with one another, they get together, and they do what it is that they need to do to support one another emotionally in these relationships. Like even friendships between women have deeper, tighter bonds than the friendships that men have with other men. Like men, the advice that they give other men, for by and large, is vapid surface advice that doesn't really get to the root of the matter. Like men don't have, this is why suicide is so high. I shouldn't have said that word. This is why the S word is so high in the male community, because men just don't really have outlets among one another to really dive into their issues. They're not taking care of themselves psychologically. They're not doing the internal work. And the fact that you really don't understand yourself as a man and your own weaknesses and your downfall, you're just going to perpetuate this behavior. You're going to continue to look for a thing and think that being this quote unquote man is going to get you into a happy relationship, when you're actually going to oppress the very feminine nature of a woman and have a hollow person in a relationship with you that is going to wake up one day and divorce you because she's unfulfilled, she's unsatisfied, and the moment that the children can take care of themselves, or even before that, she's going to file paperwork, and while you're at work one day doing what you feel that men do, you're going to come home and the children are going to be gone, and this woman that you didn't appreciate is going to be absent as well. The house will be cleaned out, and you'll be wondering why. You know that, and the Manosphere men know that 80% of divorce is filed by women. Why do you think that is? Why do you think that is?
Women are emotionally unstable.
You
So
feel that it's the emotional instability of women, or do you see that's this is what I'm saying. This is the story that the Manosphere has told themselves, because the Manosphere doesn't really understand women. The Manosphere is gearing you up to have your spine tapped on by somebody else's nutsack. That's what the Manosphere is gearing you up for you to be face down on a pillow somewhere, hollering into the downy fiber. That's what they're gearing you up for.
there is a part of the landscape that they say
I'm sorry, I
you
can't
do
hear
not.
you.
So many men actually say don't get married because it's a dangerous game. Personally, I will.
You know,
Children need.
the goal is not just marriage, Kaiser. The goal is not just marriage. The goal is really a fulfilling union with another person. That's what the goal is. One in which you're fulfilled and they're fulfilled as well. Part of the issue that exists in the manosphere is that far too many of the men in the manosphere seem to be really only concerned about appearances. They don't care about whether or not they're really happy. They're looking for a woman who can be a marketing tool on the outside, but not really have what it takes on the inside to make this relationship work. And not really doing the stuff that they need to. I'm not surprised that your girlfriend is not happy. I'm not surprised. And it's going to take you. Did you know, did you know that women actually don't like rock hard penises? Did you know that?
Don't know that.
Okay, let me just school you real quick. Women don't like rock hard penises. They like a penis that is somewhere in between, right? More on the harder side, but somewhere, but not a completely rigid penis. Not completely rigid. Because the penis has to be, it has to be able to mold to her body. No one wants a soft, phalanging around. They don't want that. But they need a penis that is just pliable enough to be able to work and mold into her body. A very, very hard, stiff, rock hard penis is painful. Jabbing around in there. You don't want to know what that feels like, just jabbing around in there. They need something that their walls can squeeze down around and find its own groove. That's what women like, right? When it comes to
Right.
men, you cannot be rock hard as a person, as a human being. You can't be rock hard. You have to be pliable. There has to be a certain amount of give. And the relationship that your father has with your mother, I don't know the relationship, but I can imagine that any man who has been in successful relationship with a woman, that there's a certain amount of give that you have to give, right? You have to
Right.
be pliable. There has to be an amount of flexibility, enough hardness for her to like your hardness, but enough flexibility for you two to mold around one another.
I don't disagree there. It's a journey. But I have to go back to class. But
Of
thank you very
course.
much for having me here.
All right. Well, thank you so much for participating in the conversation. Have a
Yeah,
good day.
no problem.
All right. Listen, nobody said a semi. Nobody said a semi erection. I'm not talking about a semi erection. I'm talking about one that is not a nickel plated erection. For men, they think the harder the better. They want a nickel plated erection. Like, think about it. Think about the toys that women use. Women don't use hard plastic toys. They use silicone for a reason. They don't use something that you don't stick, like they have those hard plastic vibrators. You don't stick that inside of you. It doesn't feel good. Imagine something large like that trying to poke around in there. It doesn't feel good. You need something that is just pliable enough. You don't want something nickel plated. You don't want that. How many of you out there got glass dildos? How many of you got glass dildos? So seriously, does the glass dildo feel good? Or does the one that is silicone covered, does that feel better? I'm asking you a question. You don't have to answer out loud because, we all have different practices at home.